are some huge Yu-Gi-Oh problems that you need to know about. Big dog, I ain't gonna lie, I sound like a merry-go-round because we keep having these problems.
Oh my, sounds like someone needs a hug.
Today, big dog, I'm gonna be letting you know on some very important news, some new information that we've gathered, and of course, as per usual, how can we go about to fix this? Because I do not like being negative. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I genuinely hope your day phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. Today, big dog, we have 3 important things to talk about, and they have been sitting heavy on my mind. I actually didn't want to make a video like this because I'm really trying to find something to talk about positive when it comes to Konami, but they making it really, really hard when they're pushing agendas like this. Before we get into this, I want to start off with some good things. Let's kind of make it a sandwich. We talk about good, we talk about bad, we then provide solution, which is good. There are some good things that happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! I promise you, my friend. We just gotta figure it out. Come on, chat. Melodious being an immaculate cheap deck and being good. Okay, to be fair, yes. I actually can talk about that for multiple strategies. I actually like that Konami has been making an effort towards giving us good budget strategies. Tenpai Dragon could have been all ultra rares and secret rares. Melodious was pretty much an entirely common deck. I'm not working for $10 a video if we lie. Bro, ducky. I'm not lying when I talk about these things. Granted, there are still some pretty expensive cards, and the Mega 10s, while they did help, they didn't do enough. But overall, there are some cheap, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks that you can pick up. The next thing, the ban list actually is starting to take effect, and it's stronger than what people will give credit. I personally liked the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list when it first came out, and I think that it was a step in the correct direction. Where there's some cards that should have been on the ban list? Oh, definitely. Were there some cards that probably shouldn't have been on the ban list? Branded Fusion comes to mind. Unless you hate Branded, oh, definitely. But this ban list has been an impactful ban list, which is better than not having a ban list at all. Statistically, guys, we were in a Snake Eyes format last format, and that was also the case the format before. Now, things seem a lot more diverse coming into Rage of the Abyss. But so far, if the format continues in the trend that it is, it's actually a really good format. There's no singular, hands down best deck in the game. So there we go, chat. We got all of the good out of the way, and if you guys have anything to say about the good things, go ahead and let us know. I think that these are some strides that are being made within the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. But now, damn. You guys remember a couple of months ago, I talked about that playmat policy? So last year around Nationals, Konami made a rule where you couldn't use anything but a blank playmat in blank sleeves, unless it was Konami brand. So in essence, I'm sorry, Europeans, but you guys couldn't use any cool mats like this, which, by the way, you can go ahead and go to TheCaliEffect.com and still use the code Cali20 till the end of September to be able to get 20% off on buttes like this. Beautiful. There's simply just so much more. I'm here to tell you, while that policy was temporary, it is now permanent for any area in the TCG outside of North America. Europeans should move to America and they can use the TheCaliEffect mats. And that seems to be taking an effect of all of Europe right now. I think that this is incredibly disheartening because on one side, we have players that can't express themselves with their favorite mat. But on the same thing, we also don't have to worry about Trap Tricks or Sky Striker players, if you guys are catching my drift. And he got that stench to him. Chat. What I am most concerned about is if this particular rule hits the American TCG shores. Because to my understanding, this was supposed to be something that was temporary and now seems to be permanent. I also think that if it is a permanent situation, it limits the expression that we as players are so used to having. As you guys already know, guys, Americans, we a little crazy. And because we a little crazy, I fear that if it were to happen to America, there would be a huge backlash. That's probably why they haven't done it. Also, I think that because of how we do things, there hasn't been a lot of that. I know personally, I don't experience somebody having a mat like that when I go to events, at least not too often. But let me know what you guys think about that particular problem. I think that Konami enforcing it going forward is a little iffy, especially since their products suck. Like, your mats are decent, your sleeves colors, dog water. My sleeves, the Raven wings, they fresh as f. But the next problem is about quarter century secret rares. Chat, a little birdie told me, and by a little birdie, I mean an actual credible source on Twitter. I ain't gonna lie, I just say credible source in Twitter at the same time. That might not be true. Yugioh News on Twitter says Supreme Darkness set has been officially announced for the TCG and will be available starting January 23rd, 2025. Additionally, the quarter century secret rare rarity will continue through 2025. Now, I could have read it wrong, but from what I'm hearing, they're going to continue the quarter century secret rares throughout the entirety of 2025. But even if it isn't, and it's just for the Supreme Darkness set, don't you think that that's a little bit played? 25th anniversary until year 50. Bro, what are we doing here? Bro, we've literally had this quarter century celebration for 2 years. I do not know what's going on. In my head, the 4 sets that were going to get quarter century rare, because that would equate to a year, was Duelist Nexus, Age of Overlord, Legacy of Destruction, and Phantom Nightmare. We even have the quarter century magician cards that were exclusive to those 4 sets that commemorated the quarter century rare. I mean, they talked about having 25 cards in your graveyard for 25 years. And then we got another different quarter century secret rare, and now another one. Quarter century anniversary cards are dog water at that point. We also got 3 anniversary sets. Is it just me, or is Konami like milking this just a little too far? We gonna start doing math when it comes to quarter century secret rares? Now, them including quarter century actually is a little bit more disturbing than I think people will give it credit. And the main reason is because if it worked for them for 2 straight years, why not do it a 3rd year? So that pretty much means if it worked before, why not do it again? And I'm not talking about the rarity upgrades for ultras and secrets in every single box set. What I'm talking about here is actually a little bit more dangerous to the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Konami continuing on and making another Mega 10 with 400 cards, and a decent portion of them being completely useless. We've seen these trends happen time after time again. Rarity Collection 1, 2, and now the quarter century Bonanza. If you're an OG to the game, the dual terminals eventually became the deck build sets that we have now. Hell, Konami will even reprint something even if it doesn't get sold a lot. For some reason, they're still making more speed duels content. No disrespect, but I ain't seen a speed duels player. So who's to say that this current Mega 10 structure that we have isn't a blip and is more of a structure on how we're going to receive Mega 10s in the future? That's not good, especially if they keep the current model of 100 prismatic secret rares with every single good card being that rarity and still filling the set with 1,000,000 commons and only giving us 3 prismatic secret rares per 10. But maybe I'm in the minority. Possibly you guys love the Mega 10s. I stood 10 toes, guys, and I didn't buy a single 10. So let me know down below in the comment section if the Mega 10s were worth it for you, and if they repeat this same formula, will you be buying it again? I think that Konami's model for how they've been doing boxes is better than what they've done before. And this model is everything ultra rare and above gets a higher rarity upgrade that people can have access to. And then they've tripled the amount of this higher rarity upgrade per case. One of the biggest problems that always came to me is that when Konami stops doing this quarter century anniversary collection, will they stop upgrading the ultra rares and the secret rares to the higher rarity? Will they go back to us having 1 starlight per every other case and it only being a select few cards? I genuinely don't understand Konami's game plan, but I think that it would be a lot better and beneficial for everybody if they continued the route of making a higher rarity upgrade of ultra rares and above, and make sure that those ultra rares and secret rares are actually good and desirable Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Just do me a favor, Konami, ease up on the quarter century rares, right? We can go back to Starlight or make another rarity. But that brings us to the solution for all 3 problems. Hear me out. Let me wrap it all up. I think if Konami introduced more playmats about their sets, take for example, the current set that we're in, Infinite Forbidden. What if we got like an Exodia mat, a Fiendsmith mat? We technically have those, but I'm talking about more accessible. And we got mats that were based on the particular strategies inside of those sets on a consistent basis. If hypothetically, like you bought a case, you got like 12 of mats or you buy a box, you get a mat with the box. It genuinely helps offset a couple of things. First of all, you actually get something guaranteed with your box, so you don't feel like you're getting cooked every single time. Secondly, it allows you to put more mats into circulation, so if you do go about this sleeve and game mat policy, then now you have mats for just about every deck. People love expression. We like being able to play the strategies and the cards that we want to do. So we don't have to go to a third-party source to get these particular strategies on a mat. It's kind of cool. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about because, as you already know, it hits my pockets. And I'm all for it because, to be honest, I mean, this is really cool to make and I like making stuff like that, but it would have been even better to actually have merchandise that Konami can give to us so this wouldn't be necessary. It reminds me back in the day when we used to pirate anime because there was no such thing as a dub in anime. I never pirated anime, and people only stopped pirating anime is when sites like Crunchyroll came out. But now sites like Crunchyroll are taking full advantage of people, so there may be some people that make pirate anime. Konami is almost doing the same thing. They didn't give us any product. We made our own product, and instead of us getting more product, they kind of just said, no, you can't use that product. I think all of those are genuine solutions to the current problems that we have right now. And please, Konami, please, for the love of God, make these shower. They not doing it enough. We got to talk about that on the next video. Until then, check out these other ones so I can catch you on the next one.